so... He's a sassy little man. I love them. That is the stack so far. Guys, the end is near. The end is near. Just, it's giving fairy tale, it's giving whimsical. Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. I'm gonna be doing my very first 24-hour readathon, and I am so excited. I am so excited. So we're gonna see how many books I can read in the span of 24 hours. I am not going to be doing 24 hours straight because I'm not doing that to myself, but I'm gonna be reading as much as I possibly can every single day until I hit 24 hours. So right now it is 7:27. So I'm about to go for a walk and I'm gonna listen to an audiobook because I count audiobooks as books. They're books. You're literally ingesting them just in a different way. But I'm gonna be listening to an audiobook on the walk and while I like work out and stuff. But I wanted to show you guys the TBR that I have for this video. It's very extensive. I in no way think I'm gonna finish this, okay? In no way. These are just the books I'm grabbing from. These 5 right here are my January TBR. The audiobook that I'm gonna be listening to is Half Blood. The audiobook's only like 8 hours, 9 hours, and I listen on 2x speed. So we'll be able to finish that in like 4 hours. Okay, so I'm putting my AirPods in. Here's the audiobook. And we are going to start the timer. Guys, I'm so excited for this. You have no idea. I've always wanted to do this video. Ready? So I just got back from the gym and I've been listening to the audiobook for the entire walk, when I was driving to the gym, when I was at the gym, when I was walking on the treadmill, when I drove home from the gym. So I've just been listening to the audiobook. I am on chapter 10 and I have 2.5 hours left on 2x speed. Let's see what page I'm on. I kind of hate that paperbacks are now getting sprayed edges because it makes it like, can you hear that? It's like crackling and I hate it. Okay, so I'm on page 225. Damn, okay. About halfway through the book, I think. And I'm liking it. I mean, it's fine. It's kind of giving Percy Jackson, not in like, I don't know how else to describe it. So there's purebloods, half-bloods, and then mortals. Our main character, Alex, she is a half-blood. And her mom was killed by a demon, and there are demons in this world, and she hasn't been at this school for about 3 years after her mom died. And so she's now back at this school where they like train and fight and stuff. And every single time there is a school setting, I only ever think of the Fate Winx saga that was on Netflix. That is the only thing I ever think about whenever there is school that includes like training, mastering magic, learning about history and stuff. But this is also based on Greek mythology. Not based on Greek mythology, but the world is. Like the gods that they follow are the Greek gods. The book starts with Alex like fighting demons and then she gets saved by this one guy. His name is Aiden. He's described as 6.5 feet tall, so he's 6'6". He saves her. He's a sentinel, I think they're called. Basically like the guard, I'm assuming. And she's always wanted to be one of those, but she hasn't been back to school in like 3 years. Her only option is to train her ass off and prove her worthiness, or to become a servant since she's a half-blood. So right now she's training with Aiden. So that's where I'm at. This is just kind of a very easily ingestible book. I mean, obviously the audiobook is only, it's like a 9-hour audiobook. I'm about to go make some breakfast and listen to more of it. I just love him. I look like an egghead. Okay, so I am 4.5 hours in. I just finished Half Blood. I'm gonna save my ratings until the very end so I can do like a little review. This book was good. It was fine. I mean, the audiobook was really, really good. But I'm excited to finish the rest of the series. All of the audiobooks are on Audible for free with a membership, so I'm like, might as well just listen to them. Not right now, obviously, but I will be continuing the series because I'm intrigued enough. But I mean, it was like, okay. I would recommend it, but it was fine. But again, saving my rating till the end. So I'm gonna make a little pile over here. So this is my TBR. And I'm gonna start a little pile of all of the books that I'm reading. I'm also in the middle of reading Dark Age, if you see that, and I'm not reading that this video because it is in fact a sci-fi and my brain just doesn't want to work that much. But next I'm going to be finishing the Gilded Cage. I am currently this far in. I don't know how many pages there are. There's 433 and I'm on 301. So I have about that much left. So I'm gonna finish this book and then I will be choosing my next book after that. Go ahead and get started on reading The Gilded Cage, book 2 of this 24-hour reading vlog. So I'm at 19 hours, 25 minutes, and 21 seconds left. So we shall see how long it takes me to finish this book. I should be able to read it relatively fast because this is a very, very easy, it's a young adult fantasy. I'm a very competitive person. I don't know if you'll see it in this video that much. I want to finish this book in about an hour and a half. Chauncey is chewing on my viewfinder. Let's not do that. Thank y'all. My guy, what is he's messing with my camera. I'm gonna actually put these back. This is the books that I've completed and then this is my TBR. I love when cats do that. Just some thoughts on this book. I'm really liking this. I don't know if I said this, but it's the second book in the Prison Healer series and I am loving it. I've heard a lot of people say that these books are really slow and I don't feel that way. It's not a high fantasy or that much of a high stakes anyways. I think the last book will be, but it's not a high fantasy, not super high stakes, but with going into it that it's just a YA fantasy, it is a lot of fun. I don't think it's boring at all. I have listened to the audiobook for both Prison Healer and Gilded Cage for at least half of the books. This video is also challenging me to read physical books because I have just been on my audiobook grind recently to where I don't remember the last time I read a book without listening to some of the audiobook. I only got like 30 pages in. I'm on 334, but let me tell you, there's this side character. I love him so much. He's probably my favorite character in the book. I loved him since we first met him in the first book, and I just absolutely adore him. Like, adore him. He's so funny, and he's just, I love him. I can't really give anything without spoiling any of the books, but I just love him. I love him. I love all of our side characters so much. This entire dialogue I've been giggling at, okay, not in that way. He is just so funny. I can't even tell you because it would spoil stuff, but he's just so funny. One of this is what made me turn on the camera. It says, "You need to stop this," he said, smoothing her forehead again. "Keep frowning and you'll age 30 years in no time, maybe 40. She batted away his hand and deliberately deepened her frown. "That's lovely. Real charming. Have you always been this annoying?" Kiva asked. "You bring out the best in me, sweet cheeks." I love him so much. Like, I love their friendship wholeheartedly. Oh my god. Book number 2. So I finished this in about an hour and a half. I have 17 hours, 58 minutes, and 8 seconds left. So that is, I think, exactly an hour and a half. Period. Okay, look at me. Again, saving my ratings till the end. The endings of these books go so crazy. I am gripping this book. Do you see? Because of how insane that ending was. Low-key saw it coming, I'm not gonna lie. Not like I predicted it, but it kind of makes sense. I was kind of sketched out by this specific character, and so it kind of makes a lot of sense. But next book on the stack. Now, next, I have to choose from my TBR that I made this video. Now, do I have to stick to this? No, but I want to. So we have Emily Wilde's Encyclopedia of Fairies. This is like a cozy fantasy, I've heard. The Poppy War. I don't think I'm going to be getting to this because I know that this is going to take a lot of emotion come out of me, and so I don't think I'm ready for that. Nor am I ready to start another like full-on fantasy series. Then we have Heartstopper. This is an option when I want a little bit of a break. I have the first 2 Heartstoppers. Then we have Slaying the Vampire Conqueror. Slaying the Vampire Conqueror I have on my Kindle as well. It's on Kindle Unlimited. And this is a novella. It's a thick novella. And it doesn't look that thick, but it's 400 and something pages. This is a novella in the Serpent in the Wing, Crowns of Nyaxia series, the one with Serpent in the Wings and I in it. This is a novella in it, but like I said, it's on my Kindle. We have The Love Hypothesis by Ali Hazelwood. I have her 3 books. I have this, Love on the Brain, and then Love Theoretically. I have all of them because I've thrifted all of them. I just haven't read them, so this is the first book that was released. So I have this one if I want a cutesy little romance. We have Half a Soul. This is a very short book. It's under 300 pages. It's like 270. And then we have All In by Jennifer Lynn Barnes. This one is the 3rd book in the Natural series. So this is if I want a change up in genre. So these are all of the books I have to choose from. I honestly don't know which one I'm going to choose. Right now I'm in the mood for like a short book. So how many pages is this? Because I really, really want to read a little romance. Okay, so this is 352 pages. This is obviously shorter, but how many pages is this? This is 280. So that's like a 70-page difference. Between these 2 books, I feel like I'm really in the mood for a romance right now. So I might read Love Hypothesis. Watched Notting Hill on Netflix, and I haven't read a romance in a while. And I think my last romance was probably Wild Eyes. No. I haven't read a romance in over a month. Probably. Maybe 2. So I'm kind of in the mood for a romance right now because I just watched Notting Hill on Netflix. And shockingly enough, I've never watched that movie. Me and Jake started watching it 2 nights ago and we didn't finish it, so I finished it at home. And why was that my first time watching it? That's like one of my favorite movies now. Anyways, long story short is that I am in the mood for a romance after watching that movie. Is 717. I'm on page 112. Why am I eating this up? Why am I eating this up? I think it's because it's been so long since I've read like a romance that I actually like. Well, a romance for one. 2 a romance that I like. It's so good. I love, love, love our main character, Adam. She's a grad student. He's a professor. They're fake dating. He's like a known asshole to literally everyone, but he is so nice to her and he is so kind to her, and I just love it. I love it. I love it. Like every single time this man talks, I am giggling. I was at 18 hours, so I've been reading for about an hour and a half. So I'm reading this a little bit slower, but I think it's because it's the start of the book. Usually I start reading a lot faster once we get like into the storyline. I also keep thinking about the ending to Gilded Cage. Yep, I can't stop thinking about it. But I'm not allowed to buy the 3rd book until I read more of these books. Like I can wait to buy the 3rd book. You know, I don't need to read it right now or even this week because it'll be something to look forward to. Because it is the last book in the trilogy. I'm gonna go continue reading this, but I just wanted to let you guys know that I am loving it. I am loving it. So I'm almost done with the love hypothesis, right? So something is happening right now, and usually in romances, when there's any sort of like touch her and you die thing, usually is no bueno. I'm going to kill you, he gritted out a little bit more than a growl. If you say another word about the woman I love, you look at her, if you even think about her, I'm going to fucking kill you. And then the person says something and he says, actually, I'll kill you anyway. Oh my god. So it took me, when did I start this? I started this with 18 hours to go. Damn, so this took me like 4 hours to read. It took me a lot longer than I thought it would. To be fair, I did in fact zone out several times. But that took me longer than I anticipated. Saving ratings for later. But I loved it, obviously. But I think I'm gonna go to bed because I'm literally falling asleep. I might read a little bit of Slaying the Vampire Conqueror on my Kindle before I go to bed. This is the, what is this? The third book of the video. Period. We're doing so good. Hi guys, so it is now the next day, and as you saw, I read on the treadmill just a little bit at the gym. I read for like 10-15 minutes on the treadmill, so I didn't get too far into it, but the next book is Slaying the Vampire Conqueror. I'm reading it on my Kindle right now, but this book is 433. I am liking it so far. I am only 25 pages in, I think. It's about Selena? Is that how you pronounce it? I don't know too much about it, but it says that she's in life, her life is in service to the goddess of fate, as turned Selena from orphan street rat to disciplined killer. Basically, she's like, I guess, an assassin a little bit, and the religious group that she follows, the cult, as it says, she basically is trained to not use her sight, so she has like an eye mask on the entire time. And I think it's to like heighten her other senses. She is being assigned to kill this vampire conqueror. And I am excited. Hi guys, it is now a bit later. Oopsies. I've barely read since we last spoke. I think I read for like 20 minutes. I'm at 13 hours and 9 minutes right now. I have not been reading that much today. It is 2:45. I'm making a coffee right now because I am so tired. I'm usually an iced coffee girl, but we're making a hot coffee because I am freezing. I am so cold. My parents are refusing to turn on the heater. I am so cold. So I'm making a coffee. I want to show you guys what I put in it. First, I do some brown sugar. I have sugar-free vanilla and sugar-free caramel behind you, and I'm gonna do like half a pump of each, just a little bit. I'm gonna add some cinnamon. It is currently 4:12 and I have officially 12 hours left, but I need to make another coffee because I am actually falling asleep as I'm reading. Like falling asleep. I am exhausted. I would usually drink an energy drink, but I don't have one. So like you just saw, I made yet another coffee. I also changed my sweatshirt because I was freezing, so we're in a thicker one. But I think I'm gonna take a break from reading Slaying the Vampire Conqueror because I'm liking it. I just am not in a fantasy headspace just yet. I just keep zoning out. We're taking a little break and I'm gonna be reading Heartstopper. I have the first 2 volumes of this, but I'm excited to just sit down and read this. I'm counting this as a book. I don't care that it's a comic book, okay? But I am so excited for this. It's literally 4:30 and I have 11 hours and 52 minutes left when I wanted to get through majority of the rest of the time that I had left. So I wanted to read for at least 10 hours today and I haven't. And it's taking me forever to get through this book. I'm on page 139. Oh, okay. I was just zoned out the entire time when I was reading this. When I tell you, I was like reading it, like I know everything that's happening, but I was disassociating so hard because I was trying to stay awake that, okay, period. So I read about 100 pages. I'm gonna take a little bit of a break and read Heartstopper. I really wish that I had an audiobook to listen to because I want to color in my coloring book while listening to an audiobook so bad, but I don't, and I'm not using a credit on this book, but I would love to listen to an audiobook right now. You have no idea. Guys, I am cheesing so hard. I love them. Hi guys, so I just finished volume 1 and volume 2 and I really wish that I had the other ones, but I thrifted these at a thrift store and they only had the first 2, so that's the reason why I only have the first 2. But I am obsessed with them. I love them so much, so much. I have about 11 hours left and I think I'm gonna dive back into slaying the vampire conqueror, but Nick and Charlie, the cutest story ever. I love them. We're adding these to the stack. We're doing so good so far. These are the other books on my TBR for the video, but I'm on like a romance kick right now. After reading Love Hypothesis last night and then reading those 2 Heartstopper volumes, I really want to read some romances, which I'm never in the mood for. I'm going to finish Slaying the Vampire Conqueror. Yeah, so basically what this is about is there's Selena. Atreus is the MMC's name. He is the vampire conqueror and she is the like assassin that was sent to kill him. She's a part of what everyone is calling a cult. Right now she's traveling with his army as a seer and that's what's going on right now, and she's obviously learning that he's not as bad as she thought he was and blah 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 blah. Basically the group that saved her when she was a kid are known to be very cruel from like outsiders, but on the inside they're like saviors and all of this stuff, you know, the normal stuff when it comes to religion and fantasy books. That's about it, and he is obviously a vampire. But yeah, no, I mean I am liking it. I just am having a lot of trouble understanding this world because, like I said, this is a novella in the Crowns of Nyaxia series, and I am just having a lot of trouble understanding the links between all of them. Okay, there is something so overstimulating about wearing a hoodie, but I just washed my hair so I can't put it up. Whatever. Anyways, I read a little bit downstairs. I am now on page 219. I'm on chapter 27 and I have 10 hours left. And I hate to say it, but I did buy the book on Audible. I'm sorry, I had to because I really want to color in my coloring book. I really should not have bought it on Audible, but I also really need to finish this book and I just can't bring myself to read right now. I need to de-stress because I felt very stressed today for some reason. I want to color in my coloring book. Oh, that's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna listen to my audiobook while coloring in my coloring book. I don't think I'm gonna color it. See, I started on this page and then I got bored of it. So, oh my god, these are so fun. Look at the first one. Oh my god, I love that it syncs up with my Kindle. I forgot that it does that on Audible. This is so exciting. 9 hours and 59 minutes. Resume. So I'm now on chapter 36 and I have 8 hours and 54 minutes left. Wow. Was I coloring for like an hour? But this is her. I had so much fun. We're on chapter 36, page 293. Hi guys, so it is now the next morning. Also, I did heatless curls. They look so good. Did in fact finish Slaying the Vampire Conqueror, and I finished this at like 11, maybe like 10. It was maybe like 10:30 last night, and I really liked it. It was good. Wasn't my favorite Crystal Broadbent book, but it was still good. The romanticy of this was very much slacking. Like for Six Scorched Roses, I think it's called, that's the other novella. That one, the romanticy started immediately, and so that's what I was kind of expecting, and it just wasn't there. It was more of a fantasy book than a novella. Like it was not giving novella. Still really good. Now this is the rest of my TBR, and technically Poppy War is on my monthly TBR, but is not a part of this video's TBR because I'm not reading this video. So I just have these 3 books. I was very heavily debating between all 3 of them last night. All In is the 3rd book in the Natural series, and I'm really liking the Naturals, and I think I might read this one as my last book if I can add another book to it, because I only have 7 hours and 13 minutes left. There's Half a Soul, which I did debate on because it is really short, but I will say Emily Wilde's Encyclopedia of Fairies won when I was debating between them. This one just felt so cozy, and I don't know, I really wanted to read this one. I was very much in the mood to read this one last night, so I started it last night and I read a little bit this morning. I'm on page 20. Also, I love when paperbacks have this. Like, love it when they have the little cover. Love it. So these are the last 2 books on the TBR, and I have, like I said, started Emily Wilde's Encyclopedia of Fairies, and basically, to my knowledge, Emily Wilde is a Cambridge professor, and I really like that it's set in the UK, because next fall, oh no, not next fall, this fall, my family and I are going to the UK after I graduate, and I'm so excited. So I like that it's set in the UK, and I think she's somewhere in like Scotland right now. I don't know, but I'm kind of just imagining Scotland. But basically, she's traveling to study these folk, and she brought her dog Shadow, which is like also like a creature. She's writing the world's first encyclopedia of fairy lore. It's giving cozy read, and I'm so excited because it's cold out right now, and I'm very much in the mood for this, and I've been waiting to read this for when I'm in the perfect mood, and that day is today. I'm excited for this, like really excited for this. But let's add Slaying the Vampire Conqueror into the stack. Yippee. And then I'm also going to put these back over here so we can see. Do you see that? Do you see the difference? Yeah. So I'm going to, like I said, continue reading this. So it is now 5 o'clock and I have 3 hours, 49 minutes, and 44 seconds left. I actually decided to stop reading Emily Wilde's Encyclopedia of Fairies for a little bit and pick up All In. I wanted a book that was easily ingestible and very binge-worthy, although I was enjoying Emily Wilde's Encyclopedia of Fairies, and I will be reading it again once I finish this book. I, again, just needed something that was a little bit more bingeable. I'm on page 272. I have about 100 pages left, and I'm hoping to finish this book and Emily Wilde's. hopefully, but I'll definitely obviously finish this one. I am loving this. I love this series so much. It's so much fun. I don't read thrillers or mysteries or anything like that. Like, these are the only ones I've ever read, and I love them so much. They're so much fun. Like, in this one, they're trying to figure out a serial killer who is killing at casinos. So they travel to Las Vegas, where the murders are taking place. And it's, if you don't know what The Naturals is, it's a group of kids who all have special abilities, not like superpowers or anything like that, but like because of past life experiences, they're very, very skilled in specific things. I'm really liking this so far, and my Alani is working wonders. I just finished book number 7 with 3 hours left in this reading vlog. Guys, the end is near. The end is near. That is the stack so far. So I'm gonna finish Emily Wilde. I'm on page 58. There's no way I'm finishing this in 3 hours. How many pages is in this? Okay, so there's 317, and I'm 60 pages in. So I might be able to finish this in 3 hours. Hopefully. That would be great if I could. I thought that I read about 100 pages per hour, but that is proving to not be the truest statement. I don't know. Theoretically, should I be able to finish this in 3 hours? Yes. Should I just start reading to see if I can actually finish this in 3 hours? Also, yes. Hi guys, it is now the next morning, and I currently have 10 minutes left in this reading vlog, and this book is taking me so much time to finish. I still have over 100 pages left. I'm on page 200, and it is taking me so long to read. I did in fact wake up earlier this morning because I still had a little over an hour left to read today. So now it is like 8, oh, it's almost 9. It's 8:52, and I have 10 minutes and 36 seconds left. So I'm going to finish that up. Like I said, I still have over 100 pages left because it's just over 300. This book is very wordy and whimsical and descriptive and all of that stuff. So it's taken me so long to get through it, but I can see the end now. She goes to this village, which I don't think is in Scotland, but she goes to this village and it's like harsh winter right now, or harsh winter fall. So she's a professor and she's trying to study these different types of folk and like their culture and like all this stuff. And that's like what she does. So she's traveling there to learn about this one specific region of them. And this other professor that she's friends with at Cambridge, she cannot stand him, but he's like one of her only friends. His name is Bamblebee, and he comes and surprises her while she's on her little excursion. I think she's there for like, she's supposed to be there for like 6 months, and so he comes and accompanies her on her studies, and he's like, did you really think I was gonna let you do this by yourself? And she's like, yep, that's exactly what I wanted, actually. And he's a sassy little man. He is a sassy little man, let me tell you. He was like appalled when the cottage, he had to like cut his own wood, and that they didn't serve like all 3 meals a day with snacks and dessert. And I do love him. I find his character hilarious. And I'm also envisioning Emma Watson as Emily Wilde. I don't know why, but I'm very much envisioning her as Emily Wilde. And these are all like journal entries. So this says the 23rd of November, and there's been one journal entry of Bamblebee so far where he steals her journal and writes in it, and I don't know, it's just it's a fun book. Like, truthfully, it is a really fun book. I'm gonna finish, so we have 10 minutes left. Let's get started. I hate that noise. I am officially done with the 24-hour reading challenge. I'm on page 210, but I'm gonna go eat and drink some coffee, and then we will do a little reflection and recap of all of the books that I've read in this video. Hi guys, it is now time to talk about all of the books that I read in this video. So we're obviously starting with book number 1, and that was Half-Blood. This was the audiobook that I listened to, and I think I'm gonna set on like a 3.75 because it was good. I was just waiting for it to be great, you know? And then we have The Gilded Cage by Lynette Noni. And I think I'm set on a 4.25 because I absolutely loved this book. I love these characters. I love the twists that come at the end of these books. I cannot wait to read Blood Trader, which is the final book in the series. And then we have The Love Hypothesis by Ali Hazelwood. I think I'm gonna rate this a 4.25 as well because I absolutely ate this book up, but I do like other romances over this. I am excited to read her other books because I was absolutely in love with the banter between the two characters and the two characters that she wrote. Like the way that she writes characters is just incredible. I loved it in Bride, and I'm just excited to continue my Ali Hazelwood journey. That brings me to the next two books I read, which was Heartstopper. These two are definitely both 4 stars for me. I love Nick and Charlie so much. Their story is the most adorable, cutest thing ever. I need to watch the show so bad, but I want to finish the series before I watch the show. I think the first season covers the first 2 books, if I'm not mistaken, so maybe I can just watch the first season. I don't know, but I loved these books wholeheartedly. I loved them so much. They were so good. And we have Slaying the Vampire Conqueror by Carissa Broadbent. I've been struggling with a rating since I finished it because I really wanted to like this book. I think I'm gonna rate this a 3.75 because it was good, but I definitely was disappointed because I was expecting it to be like incredible, but it was good. Did not love it as much as I thought I was going to. And we have All In by Jennifer Lynn Barnes, and I love this book so much. I'm rating it 4.5 because out of any of the books, this is definitely the most memorable. You see a lot more of the characters, and the plot of this entire series starts really coming together in this book in a way that I did not expect. I knew that things were going to tie into it, but I don't know why I didn't expect it to tie into it that way. The series is so good. I need to buy, what is the next one? Bad Blood. I'm so excited. And then we have Emily Wilde's Encyclopedia of Fairies. So I got about 65% through, and I actually just finished it because I wanted to finish it before I gave you guys a full review of all of the books I read, and I'm rating this a 4 star. It's definitely a cozy fantasy. There was more plot to it than what people were describing and what I was expecting because the first like 150 pages, it was literally just her and Wendell Bambleby, that's his last name, but it was just her and Wendell just kind of going around and discovering things about the village and the area that they were in and all this stuff, but I wasn't expecting the plot to actually thicken. It was a very pleasant surprise. I really did like this book, truthfully. In this video, we got through 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 books. One of them was an audiobook. Another one I only had to finish 130 pages, and then 2 of them are in fact comic books, but I don't care. We finished 8 books. Okay. I definitely do think the next time I do a 24-hour reading challenge, I'm going to make it so I actually try to read in 24 hours, or I definitely split it into 2 days. I was way too lenient about it this time because it was kind of just, I'm going to try to read for as long as possible until I reach 24 hours, which worked fine on Monday, on the first day, because I read for 10 hours, but then I kind of just started slacking after that, so I need to actually set rules for myself next time. So you live and you learn, but I would say that this was a very successful challenge, and this was the most fun that I've had during a reading vlog, or even a video maybe. Let me know if there's any other videos that you want to see from me because I'm always open to new ideas. I'm also curious to see what you guys like seeing from me, if you want more vlogs, more book stuff, book recommendations, whatever that may be. But thank you guys so much for joining me. I hope to see you guys in the next video. Bye.